I can't wait. We have to go live. Hello and welcome to a VO's journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. I'm really it's my phone going off that I'm live. I'm really excited about today's episode. I've put some time into figuring some things out to talk about with you so that you get the best value for your time on this. Hey, Greg. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up a phone patch on a zero budget. And I think that many people, I get this question a lot because, we are, as voiceover artists, living in a new age, and there's a lot of terms and things that we use still that used to mean one thing, but now they mean a lot of other things. So I'm going to go over 5 different ways on how you can set up a phone patch at your home studio in your booth and to be directed. So as Greg is saying, what is a phone patch? So a phone patch is simply a way for you to have two-way conversation with the producer, with a director, with a client. Okay, so it's like a phone call. That is a phone patch, and it allows them to allows both of you to talk back and forth while you are recording, so they can give you feedback and direction, so that you can kind of do it all at one time. Do you understand? So that's what a phone patch is, and it is a very valuable tool, and it's a really great thing to be able to offer to your clients because a lot of them do want to patch in and talk to you. Now, we're going to be talking about, like I said, 5 free ways to do it today, but just so you understand the paid way, or how it used to be done, and it's still done a lot, especially in larger studios. But basically, there's this electronic box, and you connect it connects your phone line with your interface, and basically it runs your mic and everything through the phone line. So it's like when you connect with someone on the phone, okay, it patches them through to your interface and your microphone through your interface, so that it's like you're talking on the telephone through your microphone. That's how, and it's still done that way a bunch, and it also can patch it through like your DAW. But that is a paid way. You have to have lines and everything connected, and it's not as easy to set up per se as the methods I'm going to talk to you about today are. So anyways, I just wanted to go over with you kind of what it is, or what it used to be. And like I said, it's still being used, but not what we're going to talk about. Okay, so 5 methods. I'm going to dive right into them, okay? So by the way, on a real quick note, before we go into them, this is used for when you're offering your voiceover services. Someone might contact you and say, hey, I'd like to have a live directed session with you. 9 times out of 10, they're talking about phone patch, okay, or just connecting with you, so there's a two-way conversation. They also could be talking about using something like Source Connect, or IP Diddle, or DTL, which is basically, or ISDN. But those specific things are used for studios recording you while they direct you at the same time. So they actually will record you on their software, okay, as opposed to them just giving you direction and you recording it. All right, if that makes sense. All right, cool. So now that we've got kind of that put together, phone patch, again, is just a fancy word for patching a two-way conversation with each other. So the first free way, and probably the most easy way to use, would be to simply use your telephone. Okay, you can use your phone to connect with anyone around the world because most everybody has a phone. And all you would have to do is either give them your number, or they give you your number, you call them, they call you, put yourself on speakerphone, or you can use Bluetooth, connect with Bluetooth earphones or whatever, so that you can listen in your ear, and you can narrate and be directed that way. So that's the first free way to do it. Now, the upside to that is everyone has a phone, everyone can call a number, right? The downside to that is it could cost extra money for long distance. I actually had this happen to me where I was calling people, companies overseas, and I didn't realize that I thought I had like free unlimited everything. I didn't know I didn't have free unlimited like long distance to other countries. So I kind of got dinged on that. Fortunately, Verizon sent me a note, like a text before I did too much. So anyways, that's the first free way, but it still works. And if the client wants to call you, that is a method that's easy. All you do is take your phone into your booth and do it that way. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one, which is something that I use a lot, not necessarily for phone patch, but I use for meetings, and that is Zoom. So Zoom is a piece of software, but it's online. It's a site that you go to, and you can have use it for free. There is paid versions, but it is free. And a lot of people use Zoom for meetings, and it gets very good when you have large meetings, and you can also like take over someone's computer. So you can do a lot with Zoom, but you can use it for free as a way to, just connect with someone. You send them a meeting ID, they log in, bring up the app, and you can talk to them and they can talk to you. Okay. So Zoom is another way that you can use. You can use it on your phone and on your computer. So it's a way for you to take your phone and your computer. Okay. Now, something that I like to do actually, because, on my phone, but now you might not have this, but everyone's kind of got an iPad or something. Now I've got a big old, like iPad Pro or whatever. All right. And it's a big one. So I actually like to take it in and like I have a little mounting space where I put my iPad, and it allows me to connect via Zoom or some of the other things we're talking about in this video, and they can see me as well. So that's something that I like to do, and I just patch everything through my iPad so it's separated. And if I need them to mute themselves or whatever, they can mute themselves, so I don't pick up any of that extra noise or whatever through my iPad while I'm recording. And that's really nice. So I use my iPad, but you can simply use your phone as well. And you can use your computer. For my particular situation, I don't actually have which is so silly, and I need to fix this, but I have a camera here, but I don't have a camera in my booth. So I actually need to get another camera so that I could actually have one in my booth. The problem is, in my booth, my screen is up here because I like to keep my head up. So if I put usually cameras are mounted on top. So if I put it on top, it's going to be like, it looks like way up here, which may not even be that bad of a thing. I don't know why that really bothers me, but anyways, I digress. So anyways, that's number 2, is using Zoom. It's free. The upside is it's totally free. The downside is they cap it at like 40 minutes and then you're done. I don't, some sessions could be longer than that, but 40 minutes is the cap on that. So that's the downside. The next one. Okay. Yes, there is a camera. There is a camera in my iPad. That is correct. Yes. So now, if I'm not mistaken, most all of them, maybe not the early ones, but most all of them should have a camera. By the way, you can still do that same thing with your phone. Your phone should have a camera too. If you have a smartphone, it should have a camera, and you could do that as well. I just like the iPad because it's bigger, so it's easier for me to like mount up and where I have it. What was I again? Oh, the next method. So method number 3 that I think is absolutely wonderful, and I've grown to love this app, and that's WhatsApp. I have never really used it previous to my voiceover business, but now I find that it is a really preferred way to connect with people overseas because it's completely free. Okay. You can call, you can chat. You can text, you can also send documents. I really love WhatsApp. And like I said, it's just an app. You go on, it's totally free. Plus, you can get it on your computer. That's a great way. I found that most everybody I deal with overseas has a WhatsApp. and it's just the name of the app. So I love using WhatsApp, and if someone wants to use that, you can simply call them on their number, or they can call you. It's completely free. Like, WhatsApp is probably one of the best methods to use if a person, if they have it. Most people do, but a lot of people don't. I notice a lot of people in our country, and I clearly haven't dealt with everybody in our country, but I'm saying with the people I do deal with in our country, none of us ever mention WhatsApp because we can text for free. You know what I mean? It's our country's a lot bigger than maybe smaller country. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, a lot of people never mention WhatsApp to me inside the US, but outside the US, people use it for connecting with me a lot. So I like WhatsApp, and that's a great way for you to. It's free. The upside is it's amazing. It's a stable platform for talking and chatting and sharing. You can share files, which is what I really love through WhatsApp, is that you can share all types of files, which is great. It's downloadable, etc. The downside, I think, is that not everybody will have WhatsApp. So, that's the downside, but a lot of people do. So that's another one. Okay. So that was method number 3. All right. Method number 4 is probably the most known and most widely used online platform for connecting, and that is Skype. I think that most people, and Skype's almost become like I don't know, like a verb, right? Or something where like we're going to Skype someone, just like we're going to Google it. Even though there's the names of the company, they've taken on a new life to the word. So Skype is great. I mean, it's the same thing. I use my iPad. I bring it into my booth, connect with the customer through Skype. And you can choose whether to have it on phone, like on phone call or video. I've done both. Where I've had the video where they watch me, and then the times where they don't want to, they just want to talk and listen. What I like about Skype, of course, is that it's free. Most people are used to Skype. They use it for pretty much everything because Skype's kind of been around the longest, and it's easy to use. And it's easy to connect with multiple people. I mean, that's something that Skype is really, it's you can have multiple people on there, and everybody seems to know it. The downside to Skype is that the connection, a lot of times, I don't like the connection. Like, it's iffy. It doesn't always turn out as good as it should. At least that's how I feel. So in that particular sense, I don't like Skype like that. But most people that I phone patch with, they use Skype. Okay. So that was method number 4. And of course, the upside is it's free. Everybody knows it pretty much. Everybody uses it. You'll probably use that one the most. The downside is, like I said, the connection sometimes a pain in the backside. Okay. So we're getting on. Number 5, the free way, number 5 to connect for phone patch is Google Voice. This is becoming really popular, and it's been around for a while, but I think it's becoming more prevalent because Google is releasing more things and pushing Google Voice even more. But if you don't know what Google Voice is, you have the option to go on for free onto Google, and through Google Voice, you can have your own telephone number. You can actually pick a phone number for free and use that number, and it will route wherever you call or call from to that phone number. And you can actually route that to your phone so that it will actually call your, like you could have the app through your phone and it'll actually go through your phone. It's pretty incredible. And it's through Google. It's called Google Voice. If you have been spammed, then it's usually, a lot of times people are using Google Voice. You can connect through Google Voice. You can also do video chat through Google Voice. So you can do a lot of stuff, or through Google Hangout. I'm not sure if I think it's through Voice, or anyways, the point is that you can use Google Voice for phone patching, and it's free. You get your own number. A lot of businesses are using it. I have one. It's a great way to get yourself out there for free. That's what I love about it. And of course, you can call anyone in the world. Again, you can use it and redirect that number to your actual phone, which is amazing. So you could have someone calling that number as like a business number, and it goes to your phone instead. So you don't have to use your personal number for your business, which is really nice, which I know a lot of people look for. So that's a really good thing, I think, for Google Voice. And it's very, very easy to use. All free is the upside. The downside is not, that's not, I don't personally get a lot of requests for Google Voice, but I know a lot of other people that do. So it just kind of depends on your client. So, anyways, that's the fifth free way you can use phone patching in your booth or wherever you are. And just remember, though, as I kind of finish this part up, it's important to note that when you're trying to decide which one to use, just remember that in the end, it's kind of really what your client wants, right? Because if your client contacts you and says, "Hey, can we Skype?" You know what I mean? And you're like, "Well, I don't do Skype." They're like, "Oh, well, never mind." Right? Because like if that's what they want, you need to get Skype. And since that's free, you should. And since these are free methods, you should have access probably to doing all of them. Because, like I said, as opposed to Google Voice, which I've been contacted other ways through Google Voice, but I've not phone patched through Google Voice. I've used all of these to link up with customers. So I think it's important that you have all of these options, and it's important that you let your customers and clients know wherever you post your stuff, whether it's on your website or anything like that. You don't have to have paid services to connect to people around the world these days. You don't have to, and you can connect with them rather well. All right, you guys, I hope that this has helped out today. I'm going to make sure that I list these in the what is it? Not the comment section, but the info section underneath the video so that you can see them and go back and use them if you'd like. If you have any comments or questions about this, go ahead and post them over in the sidebar right now, and I'll go ahead and take a look. Thanks everybody for being here today. Let's see, we got Greg, Steve. Thank you guys. B Doggy 45. Postpone my trip to the electric company to catch the stream. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Greg, trying to connect your mic setup to a phone call. Yeah. Chuck, that's my preferred method, Bluetooth, earbud, and phone, but I generally only have one person on the other end. That's true. And when you do a phone, you can, of course, connect multiple people with a phone, but that seems to be a little bit more difficult. Like yesterday in the morning, I had a few people on phone patch through Skype in my booth. So that worked, that worked that way. Okay, let's see. Chuck, there's a camera in your iPad, right? Yeah. Skype is very popular for podcast interviews. That's right. Rich, what's up, man? The audio connection on Skype can also be slow. Right, as I was saying, Woody, Google Voice is awesome. Use it to get my voicemail instead of my carrier's voicemail. Yep. And yes, you can call through it and have call. Yep. BDoggy45, another downside to Google Voice is you can't use it on Fiverr. They are really picky about the phone number you use. That's really interesting. Oh, yes, that's true. That's true. When you're trying to sign up for Fiverr, that's right. They don't let you use it on that sense. So that is true. Let's see. Woody says, just don't Skype or Google your customers on Fiverr. So I'm assuming, Woody, you're trying to say that you shouldn't ask them to reach out to you that way. And listen, I think the general conversations and chats, absolutely. If you offer, which I do, I offer live direction through my gigs. And when they do that, we connect through Skype and so forth. I do that often. I do that a couple of times. So I probably do that 2 to 3 times currently a week from Fiverr clients directly from Fiverr. We still go through Fiverr, but the important thing is you don't, give out, say, hey, let's connect on Skype and here's my Skype email address, because you got to put that on there and they'll ding you for the email stuff as well. So you got to make sure that they purchase your stuff first. If you notice that if you purchase something or you're delivering something, you can deliver stuff. Like you can deliver a web, like an address, you can deliver links, okay, because you've already bought it, but they don't want you doing it previously or prior to it. Excuse me. Let's see. Out of bounds. Thanks, AP. Oh, I like that name. Shabbat, what's up? Greg, what sort of camera do you have or use for booth and casts? So, like I said, I don't have a ridiculously, I don't have a camera in my booth, but here in my editing station, I use one of those Logitech ones that I bought at Best Buy. It was like the most expensive one at the time. It was like $200. So I bought the most expensive one because this one has like the wide, it can go wide as well, and it's got like autofocus, and it also actually has a mic on it. I don't use the mic, but that's what I use out here. I would like to get one for my booth. However, right now for my booth, I use my iPad. You know what I mean? It's just like it's my kids. I use my iPad in my booth, and it has, the mic and the camera through it. So it's separated from all of my recording equipment. But since I have really good high-speed wireless in my house, like I pay for like the, as much as I'm sure we all do, because, if you're not hard connected, I pay for the best or the highest speed so I can connect a lot of different devices. So that's what I use actually in my booth. Let's see. Chuck, you can also put all your contact methods into the PDF attached to your gigs. Yes, absolutely. So, and I've had to do that actually a lot too with files when they are too big, or they're not transferring correctly. You send a PDF file with the link information, and that does help. Greg, cats, not too bad. That's not. Okay. I'm not sure. BDoggy45, is offering live direction a good way to secretly get client contacts off of Fiverr? I mean, I don't ever go into it with that intention. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever do that with the intention of trying to get clients away from Fiverr, because, Fiverr did spend a lot of money to get those clients for us. Inevitably, though, it does happen that you end up getting information from the clients, because, you have to share that personal information. And, I have worked with clients now from Fiverr that we've worked together a while on Fiverr that end up just doing so much work that we tend to start working off of Fiverr together. But generally speaking, I don't go into the situation like that. But as a, byproduct of working off of Fiverr, you get the information of the client. Yes. Let's see. Woody H, Chuck Brown, I have a QR code and all my contact info PDF on Fiverr. Oh, I mean, that's great. That's awesome. That's actually really smart. Really smart. BDoggy, save for an email list of phone number for follow-ups. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? You definitely want to do that. I totally agree with you on following up with customers, putting them in an email list, having a newsletter. I totally agree with that. I don't think I do actually a good enough job of that. Because, once you get a customer, you've worked with them, they're satisfied, you want to keep following up with them so that they remember you when they have another job. And that's a great way to do it. I agree. All right, you guys, thank you so much. You guys had some awesome stuff today. Hopefully this was really helpful. This was a great topic, and this was a question asked, and I'm so sorry, I forgot the person's name who asked it, but it was a question asked, I think, in the it might have been, no, it wasn't Greg. I know Greg asked some questions about doing something, doing a getting started from like A to Z, or like step 1, step 2 kind of thing. But there was someone else who asked this question. So thank you guys so much. And as always, if you have questions and like me to talk about them on this, post them below. Also, take an opportunity now, if you can, to like this video, if you so did. And as well, make sure you subscribe, tick the notification button, share this puppy with whoever you can. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Tomorrow is Halloween. So happy early Halloween. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Chuck. All right, you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.